Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Tanvi Taneja, coming up in the next 30 minutes. World rings in New Year with celebrations across the world. Around 40 people killed in a New Year's Eve party blaze in a ski resort in Switzerland. Another 100 injured in the explosion. All Indian exports to have 100% duty-free access to Australian market from January 1st, 2026 under India-Australia ECTA agreement, says Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal. And financial stability report of India's central bank, the RBI, predicts Indian economy to likely maintain strong growth. Health of commercial banks remains sound. An accident. Dozens of people are feared dead and around 100 others injured in this deadly fire at a New Year's party in a Swiss ski resort on Thursday. Our DD India correspondent from Switzerland, Nidhi, joins us with more. Nidhi, could you tell us more about this incident in Crans, Montana?
In the early hours of 1st of January, around 1:30 a.m., in the center of Crans, Montana, at Le Constellation Bar, a deadly fire broke out. Several people were present at the bar during that time celebrating the new year. The emergency services immediately kicked in. Police, firefighters, rescue workers and air ambulance arrived at the scene within minutes. According to the latest press briefing by the Valais police, several dozen are feared dead and more than 100 have sustained burn injuries and are treated at burn centers across Switzerland in cities such as Lausanne and Zurich. It's important to note that Crans, Montana is a famous upscale ski resort attracting hundreds of tourists from around the world. And when the fire broke out, authorities fear that they were tourists from around the world and expect the casualty list to include several nationalities.
Nidhi, have the authorities confirmed the origins or cause of the fire?
The investigation is underway and the public prosecutor has not shared any further details about the probable cause for the incident. However, the public prosecutor added that there was no question of an attack. Given that the local Valais intensive care units are full capacity at this point in time, the police has advised the public to exercise caution in daily activities such as driving and skiing to avoid further stressing the medical and emergency units. Back to you in the newsroom.
Thank you, Nidhi. Moving on now. Russia had alleged that Ukraine carried out a drone attack on Russian President Vladimir Putin's residence in Novgorod region, although they did not say where he was at the time. On Wednesday, the Defense Ministry published a video of a downed drone that it claimed was used to conduct the offensive. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Wednesday that his country was 10% away from a deal to end the conflict with Russia, but cautioned that the most important issues were unresolved and warned against rewarding Moscow. In his New Year's Eve address, Zelensky said that his country wanted an end to the conflict, but not at any cost, and that any agreement needed strong security guarantees to deter Russia from invading again. Zelensky said in the address that the peace agreement is 90% ready.
Чого хоче Україна?
What does Ukraine want? Peace? Yes. At any cost? No. We want the end of the war, not the end of Ukraine. Are we tired? Extremely. Does that mean we are ready to surrender? Those who think so are deeply mistaken. Ukraine does not need a Minsk-style, meticulously drafted trap. Signatures under weak agreement only fuel war. My signature will be under a strong agreement. And that is exactly what every meeting, every call, every decision is about right now. To secure a strong peace for everyone.
Russian President Vladimir Putin urged Russians to believe in victory in Ukraine during his annual New Year's Eve address, his fourth since the conflict began. The Russian leader has consistently told his citizens that the military intends to seize the rest of the Ukrainian land he has proclaimed as Russian by force if talks fail.
Уважаемые граждане России,
We strive to bring joy and warmth to those in need of our participation and care, and of course to support our heroes, the participants in this special military operation in word and deed. You have taken on the responsibility to fight for your native land, for truth and justice. Millions of people across Russia are with you on this New Year's Eve. They are thinking of you, empathizing with you, hoping for you. We are united in our sincere, selfless, and devoted love for Russia. I congratulate all our soldiers and commanders on the coming New Year. We believe in you and our victory.
от искреннего стремления принести ей пользу.
Meanwhile, firefighters battled multiple blazes in Ukraine's Odessa region after Russian strikes hit the area on New Year's night, causing damage to residential buildings. Regional authorities say Russia launched an overnight drone attack, striking homes and civilian infrastructure and injuring 4 people, including 3 children. Odessa, a key Black Sea port city, has been repeatedly targeted by Russian missiles and drones during nearly 4 years of war, with attacks frequently hitting energy facilities, transport hubs, port infrastructure and residential neighborhoods. Bulgaria became the 21st nation to adopt the euro as its official currency on New Year's Day, joining the eurozone. The historic moment was marked by a countdown displayed on the Bulgarian Central Bank's building, followed by images of new Bulgarian euro coins and the European Union flag. People gathered in the square next to the central bank to celebrate New Year's Eve and Bulgaria's euro adoption. The US military said that 8 people were killed in multiple new strikes on alleged drug boats, bringing the death toll in Washington's campaign against what it said are narcotics traffickers to at least 115. US Southern Command, which is responsible for American forces operating in Central and South America, announced 2 sets of strikes which were carried out on Tuesday and Wednesday. The exact location of the strikes was not immediately made clear. Previous strikes have taken place in the Caribbean or the Eastern Pacific. The military said it had notified the Coast Guard to activate the search and rescue system without offering more details about the fate of those aboard the other boats. Hours later, it issued a second statement about strikes on 2 more vessels conducted on Wednesday, killing 5 people. Again, it was not clear where these strikes took place. US President Donald Trump said on Wednesday that his administration was removing the National Guard from Chicago, Los Angeles and Portland, but he added in his social media post that federal forces will come back if crime rates go up. Local leaders in those cities and Democrats have said that the deployments, which have faced legal challenges, were unnecessary. They have accused the Trump administration of federal overreach and of exaggerating isolated episodes of violence at mostly peaceful protests to justify sending in troops. Trump has said troop deployments in Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Memphis and Portland were necessary to fight crime and protect federal property and personnel from protesters. The U.S. Supreme Court on December 23rd blocked Trump's attempt to deploy National Guard troops in Illinois, a ruling that undercut his legal rationale for sending soldiers to other states. Chinese President Xi Jinping said the reunification of their motherland, a trend of the times, is unstoppable, in a reference to reunification of China and Taiwan. In a New Year's address delivered a day after Chinese military wrapped up war games around Taiwan, Xi invoked the bond of blood and kinship between Chinese people on each side of the Taiwan Strait. Xi's speech came on the heels of 2 days of live-fire drills simulating a blockade of the island. The drills were the largest ever held around Taiwan in terms of geographical area. Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te, meanwhile, said that the island is determined to defend its sovereignty and boost its defense in the face of China's increasing expansion after Beijing fired rockets towards the island as part of the military drills. Lai demonstrated the need for increasing defense procurement, urging opposition parties to support his plan to boost Taiwan's defense spending by $40 billion, a proposal currently stuck alongside other issues in a political deadlock in the opposition-controlled parliament. Taiwan's president expressed his will to engage in exchanges and cooperation with China on an equal and dignified basis, promoting a peaceful and shared environment across the strait. On to the US again. Zohran Mamdani has been sworn in as New York City's mayor, ushering in the new year with new leadership. The private oath-taking ceremony was administered by New York's Attorney General, Letitia James. It was held at the historic Old City Hall subway station, closed to the public since 1945. As the clock struck 12 midnight, the world welcomed 2026 with spectacle and celebration, ushering in the new year with lights, music and tradition. In Scotland, fireworks illuminated the skies above the Edinburgh Castle as tens of thousands gathered in the city centre for Hogmanay. Revellers joined voices to sing the Auld Lang Syne, marking the arrival of the new year in time-honoured style. In Brazil, thousands took to the beaches of Rio de Janeiro, where more than 1,200 drones lit up the night sky. A towering recreation of Christ the Redeemer dazzled spectators as Brazil ranked in 2026 with a high-tech display. In London, crowds braved freezing temperatures along the banks of the Thames River. As the countdown reached its final seconds, all eyes turned to the London Eye, which lit up the skyline with the capital's iconic New Year's fireworks. And in the United States capital, Washington, D.C., the New Year was ushered in with a 6-night light show at the Washington Monument, marking the nation's upcoming 250th anniversary. Projections traced key moments in U.S. history from independence to industrial age. You're watching DD India Live, still to come on the show. Indian Railways to introduce the Vande Bharat sleeper train for long journeys this month, informs Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. And Premier League giants Chelsea part ways with manager Enzo Maresca mid-season.
The US launched a bombing campaign against Iran. The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you.
Exactly what to save your.
You read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on DD India.
Welcome back to DD India Live. I am Tanvi Taneja. According to the Financial Stability Report released by the Reserve Bank of India, the Indian economy continues to grow strongly despite an uncertain and challenging global economic backdrop. The report said, despite an uncertain and challenging global economic backdrop, the Indian economy continues to grow strongly, underpinned by robust domestic demand, benign inflation, and prudent macroeconomic policies. The domestic financial system remains robust and resilient, bolstered by strong balance sheets, easy financial conditions, and low financial market volatility. The health of the scheduled commercial banks remained sound with strong capital and liquidity buffers, improved asset quality and robust profitability. Non-banking financial companies, NBFCs, remain robust, supported by strong capital buffers, solid earnings and improved asset quality. The insurance sector continues to display balance sheet resilience and the consolidated solvency ratio remained above the minimum threshold limit. Australia provides duty-free access to all Indian exports starting today under the Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement between the two countries. India's Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal, commenting on the third anniversary of the deal, which came into effect on December 29, 2022, said that 100% Australian tariff lines will be zero duty for Indian exports from 1st of January 2026. In a social media post, the minister highlighted that the agreement is benefiting Indian exporters, micro, small and medium enterprises, farmers and workers. He also said that India's exports to Australia increased 8% in 2024-25. Piyush Goyal said that the agreement has delivered sustained export growth, deeper market access and stronger supply chain resilience over the past 3 years. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh visited the Bangladesh High Commission in Delhi on Thursday. The minister conveyed condolences over the death of the former Prime Minister of the country, Khaleda Zia. Rajnath Singh also signed the condolence book at the Bangladesh High Commission. The visit is being viewed as part of India's diplomatic outreach made to Dhaka. Skilling for AI Readiness, an initiative under the Skill India mission, was held on Thursday at the Rashtrapati Bhavan Cultural Centre in New Delhi. The program was organized by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship and reflected the Government of India's continued focus on preparing the country's workforce for an AI-driven future. Addressing the event, President of India, Draupadi Murmu, spoke about AI playing a key role in India's growth, employment and productivity in the coming decade.
आने वाले दशक में देश के जीडीपी, रोजगार और ओवरऑल प्रोडक्टिविटी में एआई का योगदान महत्वपूर्ण होगा। देश का एआई टैलेंट पूल विकसित करने में डेटा साइंस, एआई इंजीनियरिंग और डेटा एनालिटिक्स जैसे स्किल की प्रभावी भूमिका होगी। सरकार विभिन्न संस्थाओं, इंडस्ट्री पार्टनर्स तथा एकेडमिया के साथ मिलकर ये सुनिश्चित कर रही है कि भारत केवल टेक्नोलॉजी को अपनाए ही नहीं, बल्कि उसके माध्यम से रेस्पॉन्सिबल फ्यूचर को भी आकार दे।
Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has said that artificial intelligence has become an inevitable part in today's world. He said that the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Skill Development together are carrying out a comprehensive awareness campaign regarding how AI can be helpful.
AI आज की दिनों में एक इनएविटेबल विषय बन चुका है। अति आवश्यक जानकारी सबके पास रहे, इस प्रकार ज्ञान उसके रहे, इस प्रकार की दुनिया बन चुकी है। AI काफ़ी मात्रा में हमारी लोगों की ज़िंदगी को, विशेष करके नई पीढ़ी की कामकाज को प्रभावित करने वाला है। इसलिए भारत सरकार की शिक्षा विभाग तथा स्किल डेवलपमेंट विभाग, उद्यमिता विभाग दोनों ने मिलकर इसको एक संपूर्ण अवेयरनेस कैंपेनिंग करे, उसके बारे में जानकारी दे, उनकी कोर्सेज को लेके आए, लोगों की रोज़मर्रा की ज़िंदगी की आवश्यकता से लेके डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग तक AI कैसे मददगार हो, उसके लिए कैंपेनिंग चलाया जा रहा है।
Indian Railways is all set to introduce the Vande Bharat sleeper train for long journeys. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to flag it off later this month.
तो वंदे भारत एक्सप्रेस जो चेयर कार बनी, उसने देश में एक नया कॉन्फिडेंस जागृत किया एंड पीपल स्टार्टेड लाइकिंग इट अ लॉट। देश भर से आज रिक्वेस्ट आता है कि वंदे भारत ट्रेन चलाइए, करीब करीब हर एमपी चाहते हैं। वैसा ही कंफर्ट अब ओवरनाइट जर्नी के लिए, वैसा ही कंफर्ट, वैसी ही सेफ्टी, वैसा ही स्टैंडर्ड एक नया ओवरनाइट जर्नी के लिए वो वंदे भारत स्लीपर से स्टार्ट होगा।
Addressing the conference, Ashwini Vaishnaw, the Railway Minister of India, said Vande Bharat sleeper train is built on a completely new platform and technology. He later thanked to the team's hard work as it was ready ahead of schedule at the start of 2026.
हमने जिस तरह से वंदे भारत चेयर कार में लगातार इम्प्रूवमेंट्स किए, हर वर्जन में नए इम्प्रूवमेंट्स किए, अब उन इम्प्रूवमेंट्स के बाद में ये तय किया कि टोटली नया प्लेटफॉर्म एक बने, टोटली नया टेक्नोलॉजिकल बेस एक बने, टोटली एक नए तरीके से सोचें। तो अंदाज़ा था कि करीब 2026 के मिडल तक कंप्लीट हो जाएगा काम, लेकिन लकीली जितनी मेहनत की टीम ने 2026 की आरंभ में ही ये काम कंप्लीट हुआ है।
1st January marks the 68th Foundation Day of the Defence Research and Development Organisation, DRDO. Formed in 1958, DRDO was entrusted to build India's indigenous defence technology. As the country celebrates DRDO's achievements, the occasion also highlights the vital role of defence research and innovation in safeguarding India's strategic future. A report.
Now, +1, +2 and counting up.
The Defence Research and Development Organization marks its 68th Foundation Day on January 1st. Established in 1958, with just a handful of laboratories, DRDO has grown into a powerhouse of innovation, now operating over 50 labs and driving cutting-edge technologies for our armed forces.
DRDO over the years has created world-class platforms giving India strategic autonomy. It has done through robust research and development facilities and is pioneering an ecosystem that will enable Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Now,
The Integrated Air Defence Weapon Systems, QR-SAMs, Vishorats, Directed Energy Weapons, Advanced Surface Wave, Over-the-Horizon Radar and new man-portable autonomous underwater vehicles for mine countermeasures. The key milestones include the successful long-duration test of the scramjet combustion engine in April, running over 1000 seconds, a critical step towards hypersonic weapons that places India amongst the elite global club. DRDO also demonstrated free space quantum secure communications over 1 kilometer in June, paving the way for unbreakable cyber security. DRDO offered 28 weapon systems for emergency procurement and deepened private sector partnerships, transferring technologies for light tanks, artillery ammunition and more. Looking ahead, DRDO 2.0 is shifting focus to next generation technologies, directed energy weapons, photonics, quantum systems and artificial intelligence.
Future wars will not be fought by platforms alone. They'll be fought by systems. Systems are being created by DRDO along with the private sector, and DRDO is spearheading this mission of Atmanirbhar Bharat. With camera person Shubham, this is Colonel Danveer for D-Day India.
On to sports news now. English football club Chelsea have parted ways with manager Enzo Maresca. The Premier League club announced on Thursday after the London side won just one of their last 7 league games. The Italian, who joined Chelsea in 2024 after steering Leicester City to Premier League promotion, guided the London side to Champions League qualification, the Conference League trophy and the Club World Cup title in his first season. But a poor run of form in December and an uncharacteristic outburst from the Italian prompted the club hierarchy to take action and part ways with the 45-year-old manager. Defending champions Ivory Coast came from 2 goals down to beat winless Gabon 3-2 in Group F at the Africa Cup of Nations. Teenager B. Torres headed the winning goal, earning his team the top spot in their group. The Ivorians finished on 7 points from 3 games, ahead of Cameroon on goal difference. Gabon was eliminated after the second match, following successive defeats. For Ivory Coast, this win has set up a last 16 clash with Burkina Faso in Marrakesh next Tuesday. And Real Madrid star forward Kylian Mbappe has been sidelined due to an injury in his left knee. Madrid said in a statement that the French footballer had been diagnosed with a sprain but did not provide a timeline for his recovery. Mbappe had been dealing with the injury for several weeks, and an MRI revealed a lesion that requires treatment and rest. The striker has been in great form. Early this month, Mbappe scored his 59th goal for Madrid in 2025, tying the club record for the most in a year. Madrid's next game is on Sunday against Real Betis in La Liga. So that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. Connect with us on our different social media handles at DD India Live. And for those on the go, you can also download our DD India mobile app. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.